Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Faizzuddin bin Roslan. My metric number 190868. Today we want to present our research finding. Our research title is Gen Z perception on paying zakat using Fintech. Alright. Let's continue to the chapter 1, introduction. 1.1 background of study. Allah SWT specified zakat about 1,400 years ago through Nabi Muhammad SAW to reduce poverty and assist the poor to achieve socio-economic growth. The zakat counters at the mosque or at the office were used to collect zakat, but nowadays a payment has replaced traditional payment methods. Muslims in Malaysia must pay zakat through zakat institution. They also can choose either way of paying zakat through online or zakat counter to fulfill this obligation. However, they can only direct zakat to beneficiaries. 1.2 problem statement. Some parties develop fake zakat institution to accept zakat online and create fake zakat application that seems like the national zakat institution mobile apps, so that the collection of zakat payment through digital platform was originally a way to address technological issues. But owing to the lack of legal norms, some people exploit it, creating an imbalance between the preferred social order and the reality of society. In light of this situation, the digitalization of zakat management and the rise in academic and practitioner awareness of the links between zakat and fintech represent a significant social change. Zakat was raised online every year. It is important to understand why such technology can boost this amount and what encourage online zakat payment. Even though digital zakat payments are becoming pretty widespread, surprisingly few present the finding at the reason why people make such transaction online in the Malaysian community. 1.3 research question. Our focus research question is what are the influence of performance efficiency, effort efficiency, social influence, facilitating condition, and zakat literacy toward intention to use online payment to pay zakat. 1.4 research objective. The main contribution of this study will be to fill the gap in the literature about Gen Z's intent to pay zakat through electronic payment methods. Therefore, the purpose of this research is to investigate whether and how Gen Z intends to use online method of zakat payment. This research also intend to examine how frequently Gen Z use the electronic payment system to pay their zakat obligation. Next is 1.5 significance of research. In any agreement including zakat collection, trust is essential. The confidence of zakat contributors should be a zakat institution primary goal in the collection of zakat. Zakat institution should prioritize it because it has the potential to boost zakat collection and in fact bring fresh life into a country fiscal management. It is a reputable institution and also a necessary condition for gaining the trust of zakat payers is the proper management of zakat by zakat institution. Since individuals provide a majority of contribution in zakat funds, their decisions are crucial. 1.6 scope and limitation of study. The primary purpose of this study is to understand the perspective of Gen Z people on the topic of paying zakat through financial technologies. In order to better understand how the Gen Z generation intends to pay zakat, this study will examine their perceptions. This research may be limited in its ability to generate broad conclusion on the influence of expected fintech used in paying zakat or retention from using students, but it does highlight the importance of the topic for students. The study also has limitation due to the time utilized to collect data and the lack of any prior research articles on the issue that would allow for further analysis. That's all from me. Thank you very much. Next.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Asyraaf bin Ani, matrix number 119804. So we will move to the literature review of this study. Alam et al. 2022 study generosity perception in paying zakat, infak and sadaqah using fintech in Malaysia and Indonesia, and found that the common perception between Malaysia and Indonesia is that they are both fully aware of fintech interest in paying zakat, infak and sadaqah, and have felt the satisfaction of fintech service as users. The difference found in this study is the perception of the securities of users' data. Participants in Indonesia have yet to feel the protection of personal data entirely, and they are still suspicious about data leakage. Tasyani and Ashifa 2021 stated that young people from Muzaki without a financial background are still hesitate to pay zakat online. They are aware of fintech as a means of zakat payment, but they still need to figure out their willingness and ability to use it for this purpose. Some had unfavorable understanding of the zakat system payment through in fintech. Additionally, most of them need to be more concerned about the security of fintech when paying zakat online. Contrast with millennial with background in the economy, which for the most part have solid insight into paying zakat digitally through fintech. Most concur that using fintech to pay zakat is the most excellent option for young people. As a result, they are confident in the security of fintech for digital zakat payment. Next, analysis of millennial Muslim preference on the crowdfunding platform by Zulfikar et al. 2022 has found that the income variable has no effect on decision of millennial Muslim to give alms on the kitabisa.com crowdfunding platform. However, Bastiani 2021 in her study about factor affecting the decision of millennial Muslim in paying zakat online through the fintech platform has concluded that Muslim millennial generation pay zakat online through fintech platform is positively and significantly influenced by income level. This demonstrates that they pay zakat according to a schedule based on the overall amount of income they earn. Not only that, but the study also conclude that trust positively and significantly influence the choice to pay zakat online using financial platform, because trust is a crucial motivator for people to engage in activity. The younger Muslim generation has faith in the online zakat payment mechanism. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Umair bin Halim. My matric number 1190821. So I want to explain about the research method that we use in these studies. So in these studies, we use the primary data in the form of the questionnaire and the secondary data in the form of the supporting material. That means we use the sources of the literacy and a few articles for the references. And second, we use the unified theory of the acceptance and use of technology, and also best known as UTA-UT model. UTA-UT model is the most predictive model that can be related with the forecasting intention to use new technology. And UTA-UT model also is also regarded as being quite effective. It's being quite effective in explaining of the variance of the intention to utilize the technology. And we also use the conceptual framework for provide for develop the questionnaire. They have 8 factor in a questionnaire, that is the zakat literacy, performance acceptance, effort acceptance, social influence, facilitating condition, personal innovative, behavioral intention, and the last factor is about the demographic of the respondent. And in this questionnaire, we provide the 41 survey, 41 question survey, for asking the respondents to rate their likelihood of making an online zakat payment based on the modified version of the UTA-UT model. And in addition, we use the Likert scale with a 7 level from strongly agree to strongly disagree in this survey. And the purpose of the questionnaire is issued for the millennials and from millennials to the generation Z. That means who born from the 1981 until 2012. And of course, the target of respondent is for all Muslim and in Asia. And the questionnaire is provide from the 2000 from the late December 2022 until January 2023. And upon the completion of the survey, we have received the 110 participate in the study. And in this work, we also utilize structural equation modeling, also best known as SAM model. And the SAM model is the SAM analysis was preceded by confirmatory analysis to assess the validity and dependability of the measurement model. And the last research and the last method we use is the SSPS software for data analysis. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Fadli bin Zainal Abidin. My method numbers is 1193074. So next I will present about chapter 4, which is results from this research. In this chapter, I will present to 3 analyses. First, descriptive statistics. Second, validity and reliability. And third, structural model. So firstly, the descriptive statistics. The result of demographic characteristics from the 110 respondents are shown in the table. The data from the table shows that the majority of the respondents are male with 52.7% and young people that age from 18 to 25 years old with 66.4%. The distribution of respondents that are dominated by the Muslim millennial group is consistent with the findings of an internet survey report published in 2020 by the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commissions, which is MCMC. The report discovered that almost 35% of the population between the age of 20 and 24 use the internet, making them the highest users in their demographic segment. Interestingly, internet survey report by the MCMC also states that male is the dominant users of the internet with 54.3% compared to female with only 45.7%. The fact that the results of this study indicate equivalent and matching data with the findings of the authority statistic report is the plausible explanation for the fact that the majority of the people who participated in this research were male. Moreover, most of the participants also have a decent level of education. When it comes to marital status, the vast majority of respondents are single, and the majority of those who fill out the survey are private employees with 15.5% and students with 57.3%. Nevertheless, the findings of the descriptive statistics for each variable shown in the table indicated that the means range in 5, which suggests that the majority of the respondents expressed favorable answers to the construct that were examined in the study. Furthermore, in terms of the respondents' behavioral intentions to pay zakat using Fintech, the vast majority of them have a strong mean that is similar to 5.833. This suggests that the majority of people who participated in this study agree that they have strong intention to pay zakat through Fintech in the near future. However, there is one variable that has a mean that is significantly lower than the means of the other variables. This variable is zakat literacy, and its mean is 5.24. This suggests that the majority of respondents had an average level of literacy in zakat, yet they also have a need for continuous information and a reminder concerning the practices and knowledge of zakat. Next is the validity and reliability. The reliability test was analyzed by employing the most well-known test of reliability, which is known as Cronbach coefficient alpha. This was done with the intention of determining the accuracy of the data that was collected for the study. When evaluating a measuring instrument for multi-point scale objects, this kind of test is utilized because a higher coefficient score indicates a more accurate instrument. According to the findings of the reliability statistic shows in the table, the question items for each variable have been determined to have passed the validity and reliability test by acquiring a Cronbach alpha value that is greater than 0.7. If the value of Cronbach alpha for an indication is more than 0.7, then the indicator can be considered legitimate and dependable. In this particular research, the values for Cronbach alpha are as follows: 0.932 for zakat literacy and 0.949 for performance expectancy, 0.934 for effort expectancy, 0.923 for social influences, 0.935 for facilitating condition, and 0.945 for personal innovativeness, and 0.887 for behavioral intentions. Based on the findings as a whole, the indicators developed for the study appear to be reliable and valid for measuring the latent variables. Last but not least, the structural model. As stated in the table, the structural model is evaluated by assessing the measurement index known as adjusted R-square. The R-square is a statistical metric in a regression model that determines the proportion of the dependent variables variation that can be explained by the independent variable. The adjusted R-square shows that 74.2% of dependent variable, which is behavioral intention or intention, can be explained by the independent variables, which is personal innovativeness, zakat literacy, facilitating condition, performance expectancy, social influence, and effort expectancy. In the meantime, the remaining 25.8% can be explained by the other variables that are not involved in the study. In addition, the coefficient shown in the table indicates that one of the independent variables, namely performance expectancy, shows a significance of 0.001, which is less than 0.05. This indicates that the respondents mostly show a tendency toward the performance expectancy variable as the primary factor that has the greatest influence on the behavioral intention for paying zakat using Fintech. However, the other independent variable, known as personal innovativeness, likewise demonstrates significance below 0.05 with a value of 0.038. This suggests that personal innovativeness is the second aspect that respondents revealed as its influence to the intention toward paying zakat via Fintech among Generation Z. This is supported by the fact that personal innovativeness is ranked as the second most important factor. The preceding analysis confirms that the research shows that the two of the six factors that have the largest influence on Generation Z's perception of paying zakat using Fintech are the performance expectancy and personal innovativeness. In a nutshell, these are the two factors that have the most significant impact on Generation Z's perceptions of paying zakat using Fintech. However, the insignificance of the social influence factor could also be attributed to the new adoption of financial technology for zakat payment, resulting in the impact of influential people being insignificant in the study. Since the majority of respondents are students with annual incomes of less than 1,000 ringgit, it's likely that they have never paid zakat before, which would explain why the zakat literacy and effort expectancy factor is insignificant.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Irfan Romzulhilal, matric number 110835. Today I will talk about the conclusion that we have reached after conducting the research on the perception of millennials and the Generation Z on paying zakat using fintech. So first of all, millennials and Generation Z itself prefer to use fintech to pay zakat in the near future. However, as things stands by, people still prefer to use over the counter method to pay zakat. That's because they still don't have confidence enough to use the fintech to pay zakat. Just either in terms of the permissibility of using using fintech to pay zakat and other related issues. Next, what we learn about this research is that the fintech development plays an important role in encouraging people to pay zakat using fintech, and so more research needs to be done on the fintech, on the uses of fintech to pay zakat in order to increase the confidence in people to use this fintech to pay zakat. And last but not least, what we found out about research is that no matter how advanced the technology will be, we as a Muslim still needs to pay zakat, no matter the circumstances. And that is all the conclusion that we get from this research today this year. That's all from us. Thank you.